Briann is probably one of the best guards in the league right now.
So, it looks like the Indiana Fever have hired Briann January as an assistant coach. Another coach who started her professional career with the Indiana Fever organization is now making her way back as part of the coaching staff alongside Coach Stephanie White. I was reading over some of her accolades: second all-time in assists, third all-time in steals, which speaks to her defensive presence, third all-time in minutes played, showing her durability, and fourth all-time in points. That should tell you something right there. Man, she's a beast. We're going to watch some of her highlights and break them down, but first, check out some of these old Indiana Fever jerseys. Look at these. What are these? I see you with the old school look, though. NBA champion? Well, she won a championship with the Fever, which is very dope to see. But let's talk about her. Oh, look, Coach Stephanie White. Look at the old Indiana Fever days. Look at the Kobe. This picture is tough. So, the Fever are bringing in a champion, a coach, someone who has been in big moments, and someone who prides herself on defense. And for those who don't know, Caitlin Clark's biggest question mark, though I wouldn't call it a weakness, is defense. So, Caitlin Clark, expect to be working on your defensive presence, becoming a better defender, and learning. Caitlin, you've got to be willing to grow on the defensive side. We all know you can score with the best and pass with the best, but defense? She's smart, but adding a veteran like Briann January, who prides herself on defense and is a 7-time WNBA All-Defensive Team member, is exactly what Caitlin Clark needs. Let's check out some highlights. She looks like a baller. I'll be honest, I didn't watch her much, but based on her accolades and what I've seen, she seems like a perfect fit for the Indiana Fever. Okay. Good pass, good dump off, okay. Reverse layup, tough. Oh, another good dump off, knockdown. Thank you. One of the best defenders in this league. With Sydney Colson, Nalissa Smith, Lexi Hull, Caitlin Clark, Dewana Bonner, this team defensively is going to be very good. Add Natasha Howard, and I expect a strong defensive presence. The mentality is going to be there. Defense leads to offense, and defense wins games. Good deflection. This is dope, man. Let's look at this picture. Assuming this is the old jersey, and this is a current photo of her. What is she now? Probably in her early 40s. Different era, different style of play. But she was a lockdown defender and an expert passer, and now she brings all of that knowledge as a coach. And of course, let's not forget, WNBA champion, 2012, WNBA All-Star, 2014, and a 7-time WNBA All-Defensive Team member. Coach Stephanie White had something to say about her. She's a winner, a bright young coaching mind, and an amazing human being. I'm very excited to continue our coaching journey together. So, have they coached together before? Maybe she was part of the Connecticut Sun when Coach Steph was there. Not sure. Briann January also had some words. I'm so excited for the opportunity to come back to the city and organization that drafted me. This is a place where I got to play and win for a decade of my career. It's my second home. I'm ready to get to work and hopefully bring another championship to Indiana with this incredible team and staff. Championship mindset, you gotta love it. A former champion coming back, excited for the big moments, coaching a talented roster, and being in an organization that fully supports its players. And let's not forget, next year, the Indiana Fever will have their own $82 million training facility. That's going to be huge for this team. So, welcome aboard, Briann January. Welcome back to the Fever.
The return of Briann January to the Indiana Fever is the return of one of the greatest players to ever lace him up in franchise history. Known for her cerebral style of play, lockdown defense, and expert passing as a player, January now provides all of those attributes and knowledge as a coach. Take one look at the Fever all-time leaderboard and you'll see January's name all over the record book. She's second all-time in franchise history in assists, third all-time in steals, fourth all-time in points, and third all-time in minutes played. From 2005 to 2016, the Indiana Fever made the playoffs a record 12 consecutive seasons. Tamika Catchings played the most games for Indiana during that stretch. The second most, Briann January. She was an integral part of all 3 Indiana Fever WNBA Finals appearances to date, and was at her best when the stage was its brightest. In Game 4 of the 2012 WNBA Finals, January hit the game-sealing 3 with just over a minute to go, scoring 7 points in the final minute 18, helping deliver Indiana a WNBA championship. January will bring an Indiana Fever team looking for defensive improvement, a wealth of defensive knowledge. She finished on the WNBA's all-defensive team 7 times in her career, the 5th most appearances of any player in WNBA history. All of those years of playing point guard and helping lead those Fever teams have made her regarded as one of the best communicators in all of the sport. In 2015, Briann January was the starting point guard on an Indiana Fever team that made a Cinderella run all the way to Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. That team was coached by none other than Stephanie White. 10 years later, Briann January reunites with Stephanie White on the Fever sideline with the same goal of getting back to the finals and winning a WNBA championship.
All right, let's take a look at her stats and what really stands out. Defensive accolades are everywhere. All defensive team after all defensive team, year after year. She's been recognized as a defensive force throughout her career, including being ranked 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year voting at one point. And later, when she played for Connecticut in 2020 and 2021, she earned All-Defensive Team honors again in 2021 and was ranked 6th for Defensive Player of the Year. These aren't just numbers, they're proof of her consistency and dominance on the defensive end. Now, let's talk about her coaching experience. After leaving the Sun, she joined the coaching staff at Arizona State University, ASU, where she played during her collegiate career. She was an assistant coach there during the 2017 to 2018 season. Later, she worked with Stephanie White and the Connecticut Sun in 2023 and 2024, and most recently, she's been an assistant coach for the Motor City Cruise in the NBA G League during the 2024 to 2025 season. While her coaching experience might be limited in years, it's incredibly diverse. College basketball, WNBA, and even working with men in the NBA G League. That variety bodes well for her ability to adapt and bring fresh perspectives. One key aspect of her coaching potential lies in her ability to teach defense. If she can instill the defensive concepts she excelled at as a player, things like individual positioning, rotations, and toughness, it could be transformative for the team. Elevating players individually on defense while integrating them into cohesive team concepts is exactly what Indiana Fever needs right now. The Fever's roster this year is much more defense-oriented than last season. Combine that with their offensive firepower, players like Caitlin Clark who can outscore anyone, and you've got a recipe for success. But here's the catch. They need to make stops in tight situations. Last year, even when their offense was clicking, they struggled to get those crucial defensive stops late in games. If they can fix that this season, they'll be a serious problem for the rest of the league. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, there are a few areas where she can improve defensively. While you don't need her to lock down perimeter scorers, that's where players like Sophie Cunningham or Lexi Hull come in. She just needs to strengthen her stance and awareness off the ball. Sometimes she loses sight of both her player and the ball, which impacts her ability to help defensively. Fixing these small details could elevate her game even further. Overall, if Briann can bring her defensive expertise to this team and elevate their play individually while improving team concepts, Indiana Fever could be unstoppable. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. The season is coming up fast, and we're just getting started. This script highlights defensive accolades, coaching experience diversity, player development potential, and team dynamics while maintaining an engaging tone for fans of Aaliyah Boston and Indiana Fever basketball. Wow, that's tough. See, I didn't even know that. So we're talking about someone who has already been coached by Coach Stephanie White, which means she knows her mentality, her mindset, and how she operates. They've won a championship together, so that chemistry is already there. Man, that's big. Building a strong coaching staff is so important, and this is a great move. I'm excited to see what she brings to the team. Like I said, welcome, Briann January. Make sure you guys show her some love on social media, however you can. She's part of the staff now, part of the organization, and part of the family. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a great hire by the Indiana Fever organization and the front office. They just keep making the right moves. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm out.